could very well be it. You are right. That could be it. All right. Oh, wait. We got a couple more people joining us here. All right. I think we got everybody. Let's see. Right there. All right. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for our fourth grade awards night. We have lots of awards to get through, so I want to make sure that we start so we can get through everybody and make sure we can celebrate everybody. So some of these awards are awards for different like digital content awards. Some of them are awards that students voted on for each other. And so they're kind of a whole mix together here. So I am going to share my screen so that you can see the awards with me. And then I'm going to mute everybody and then give you the option to unmute yourself if you want to, cheer for somebody or comment on an award that you got or anything like that. So I'm going to keep you muted to start, and then if you want to celebrate somebody, you can unmute yourself and celebrate. So let me make sure I've got that correctly. Okay, I think you should be able to do that. Let me pull my screen up. We're going to start with some digital content awards here. So we're going to start at the very beginning with Lexia graduates. And these are students who completed all levels of Lexia this year, which is our online reading program. And there are, at the beginning of the year, there were 19 levels. And then we ended, at the end of the year, they added some, there were 21 levels. So this is a lot of hard work for the students that were able to complete all of the Lexia levels this year. So our first Lexia graduate award goes to, oh, come on screen, there we go, Caleb Ratliff. Nice job, Caleb. Awesome job getting all levels of Lexia done this year. Our second graduate is, oh my gosh, this computer, there we go. Caden Ratliff also graduated all levels of Lexia this year. Excellent job. All right, got a couple more. Gage just finished recently. He was so determined to get that done before the end of the year. So awesome job, Gage, for finishing Lexia even during learning at home. Our next one goes to Tamalia. Excellent job, Tamalia. She finished earlier this year. Very proud of her. And a couple more. Eli. Awesome job, Eli. He finished early this year at the almost like right towards the very beginning of the year. He was done and finished that Lexia. So awesome job, Eli, for getting that done early in the year. Fantastic. Lexi, awesome job. Lexi was also done early this year and just wanted to get that kind of out of the way. So awesome job, Lexi, for finishing all levels of Lexia. Couple more. We've got Jeremiah. Excellent job, Jeremiah. Nice job completing all 21 levels of Lexia earlier this year. Fantastic. Zaria, awesome job. Also finished all levels of Lexia this year. We're proud of her for getting that done. She was determined to get that done as well. So awesome job, Zaria. And I think, we got a couple more. Devin, fantastic. Devin finished. He also was very determined to get that done, even through learning at home. So awesome job, Devin, for sticking with it, even though we weren't in school. And Dania also finished Lexia about the middle of this year. Awesome job. She worked super hard to get that done. I think we've got a couple more. Taylin, fantastic job to Taylin for also finishing Lexia all levels this year. And all right, that is it for our Lexia graduates. We have one more Lexia award though, and this is the 300 Club. So these are those students who completed over 300 units on Lexia. So a unit is working through a specific skill, and there's like a couple questions that match that skill, but it takes a long time to complete 300 units and takes a lot of work and effort. So these are the students that made it into the 300 Club. They completed 300 or more units this year. So our first recipient of this award is Guillermo, and Guillermo completed 341 units this year. That's a lot of Lexia, so he was really determined to work hard and get as many units as he could. Awesome job to Guillermo. Damie completed 430 units this year. She was a Lexia all-star. She was constantly trying to get those Lexia units done and made it all the way up to 430 units. So awesome job, Damie. Jarek completed 313 units, and that was pretty impressive too because he only came to us about halfway through the school year. So He accomplished a lot in that short amount of time. So awesome job to Jarek for getting 313 units this year. Krista completed 339 units this year. Krista, you were Alexia Rockstar at Learn at Home. She was constantly working on it while we were at home and not in school. So proud of her for sticking with it. Oh, let's see. There we go. Taylin, also in the 300 club, 329 units this year. Taylin, you were also Alexia Rockstar. You were always working on that diligently during the school year. I think we've got a couple more. Caleb, 452 units of Lexia this year. You, I know, were trying really hard to graduate while we were at Learn at Home, so I'm proud of you for sticking with it and finishing that before the end of our year. Nice job. Gage completed 370 units. You guys saw on leaderboards last week, Gage had a crazy amount of Lexia units. He was also trying to graduate before the end of the year, so awesome job to Gage for buckling down and getting that done before the end of the year. And Antonia completed 402 units this year. She also, if I picture kids working hard on Lexia, I picture Antonia. She was always working really hard to get those units done as best as she could. And I think we've got a couple more. Oh, nope. All right, we're moving on to Zern. All right, so for those of you who don't know, Zern is our math program that goes with Eureka Math, and so it follows very closely with the math lessons that we do throughout the year, provides that extra support and extra practice. So these are the students that graduated Zern. They finished all of the 4th grade Zern lessons before the end of the year, and they moved on to working on 5th grade lessons. So our first Zern graduate goes to Eli. Nice job, Eli. Eli and Zaria had a fierce competition this year to see who would graduate Zern first, and they were constantly trying to compete and see who would make it first. So Eli, nice job working super hard and getting to that 5th grade level of Zern practice. And Zaria, awesome job to you for finishing Zern this year, working super hard. And you had lots of practice on 5th grade Zern, which is awesome. That'll be very helpful for next year.
A different app and stuff.
All right, congratulations also to Jeremiah. He was very determined to get that 4th grade Zern completed this year. Awesome job to you, Mr. Jeremiah. Guillermo as well finished it right here at the end of our Learn at Home time and was able to get it done before the end of the year. So proud of him for sticking with it and getting that done before we finished. Krista as well completed 4th grade Zern. She has worked hard the past couple weeks to get those last few lessons done on Module 7, and you made it. So awesome job, Krista, for getting that finished. Caden Ratliff, congratulations. Caden and Caleb were both working really hard as well to get in there and get it done before we finish the school year. Great job. Gage as well. Nice job, Gage, finishing 4th grade Zern this year. Fantastic. We are very proud of you. Caleb Ratliff, nice job. Working super hard the past couple weeks to get that done. Awesome, awesome. Getting some 5th grade practice in there. And I believe, yep, that is it for our Zern and Lexia awards. So awesome job for those of you who were able to get those Zern and Lexia accomplishments this year. We're proud of you. You worked really hard on digital content, and I'm excited that you were able to get it done before the end of the year. So I'm going to switch gears a little bit, and we're going to go to our next set of awards. Let me stop sharing real fast so I can pull that up and make sure that I've got the right screen here. All right, there we go. Okay, pulling up our next set of awards. All right, these awards are kind of a mixture. Some of these awards were voted on by the students. They took a survey and they had to think about the person that embodied this award the most and vote for them. So I'm kind of excited about those. Those are some of my favorites that are student voted. And there were quite a few ties, so you're going to see a couple names pop up for each different award that we had, because I wanted to make sure that everybody who was voted for those awards was recognized. So we'll have a couple ties here and there, but that's okay. Our very first award, let me see if I can present this. Hopefully, are you still able to see those? Okay, I see nodding. That's good. Perfect. So our first award is the Active Learner Award. And I asked students to vote for the students in class that they thought of when they thought of somebody who was just passionate for learning, they're participating, they've always got their hand up, they're always ready to share, they're leading by example for what it means to be engaged in learning throughout the year. So our very first Active Learner Award goes to Gage. Gage was always participating this year. He had his hand up first if he had a question or if he wanted to share his answers, and so I was totally in agreement with that one. Gage definitely deserves the Active Learner Award, so congratulations to you, Gage. Your peers thought you were an awesome active learner and role model, which is great. Our second one goes to Azaya. Azaya, I'm sure you all agree with me, always had her hand up. I'm thinking in math in particular. She's always shouting out answers, volunteering to come up to the board, anything that needed to be done, always engaged in our lessons. So Azaya, proud of you, your peers, and I totally agree that you deserve the Active Learner Award. Our next one goes to Eli. Eli, same thing. Always taking notes, had his hand up, ready to respond, ready to get up there and try a difficult problem on the board. If other kids were hesitant to solve it, he was ready, confident, he's going to get up there and do it. So very proud of you, Eli, for getting that Active Learner Award. And again, I totally agree. You were leading by example daily. And Denia, same with you. Denia was always ready to have a conversation about what we were talking about, participating, had no hesitation about getting up and, responding to somebody else and kind of sharing her thoughts and ideas. So Denia, I agree with everyone else. Active Learner Award absolutely goes to you. And one more finally, Zaria as well. There were lots of ties on this one. This was a hard one, I think, to vote on. There were so many of you. But same thing, leading by example, always had her hand up, always taking notes, ready to participate, engage, ready to help others participate and engage in the lesson. So Zaria, we are proud of you. Congratulations. I think that's our last one for Active Learner. Okay, this one is the Shining Star Award. So this is someone, I asked students to vote for somebody who they thought, just did a really great job at making our class a positive place to learn and be, made us smile every day, made us laugh every day. They just came in with like a really positive energy. So our first Shining Star Award was voted for Widlina, and I'm sure you will all agree with me. Widlina came into class every day, big smile on her face, ready to start the day, came up, gave me a hug, was saying good morning to everybody. So Widlina always brought a positive start to our day. So congratulations to you, Miss Widlina. And our second Shining Star goes to Jarek. Same thing. Jarek came in every day, big smile on his face, greeted everybody, got right to work. I don't think I've ever seen him upset. He was always excited to be at school, working hard, and, just really kind of made our class very positive and high energy. Our next one goes to Krista. I'm sure you all agree with me with this one as well. Krista's always making us smile, making us laugh, telling us jokes, showing us something cool that's new, just making us feel like, happy and positive throughout the day. So great job, Krista, for keeping our classroom fun and happy and positive. And Olivia, same thing. Olivia came in every morning, big smile on her face, making me laugh. She liked to come up to me with her hand closed, and she was like acting like she had some creepy crawly thing in her hand, but it would usually be something sweet like chocolate. So Olivia was always keeping us laughing and smiling, giving us a great start to our day and giving some positive energy throughout the day. And Adrian, I think you knew you were going to get this award. Always positive, always trying to make us laugh with some kind of silly joke or some story about something that happened to him that made us all laugh. So thank you, Adrian, for making our classroom so positive every day. All right, our next one is the Leadership Award. So this was another student-voted award, and I had the class vote on somebody who they thought was really just an active leader in class. I told them to think about, like, if I had to step out of the room for some reason, who would you picture in your mind that could step up and kind of take over and, keep our classroom running if for some reason I had to, leave or whatever it might be. Think about that person that would come to mind. So this person's able to communicate, participate, encourage others. They can take control, not in a bossy way, but in a positive way. And our first one goes to Lexi. Your class totally thought of you when they thought of a leadership award. That you could kind of get up, take control, where everything is. You could run that classroom as well as I could run that classroom. And communicate to others what needs to be done. You were always a great leader in a small group setting, so I completely agree with the Leadership Award for you, Lexi. Nice job. Our second Leadership Award goes to Eli. Same thing. I think Eli could run the classroom about as well as I could run the classroom. He knows where everything is. He knows what needs to be done. He knows our schedule, constantly reminding me, Miss Aiello, did you make sure you told everybody about this? Or, we've got this going on today. Kind of keeping me on track to make sure that I don't forget anything. So Eli, awesome job for being a great leader in our whole class, but also in small groups as well. And our next leadership award goes to Zaria Walker. Zaria is also an active leader in our classroom. She could take over and step up, and I would have no hesitation about her keeping things running smoothly. She's very calm. She's very clear. She knows how to communicate well with others. So awesome job to you, Zaria, for doing a great job with leadership throughout the year. Alrighty, let's keep going here. This one is our Creativity Award. This was another student-voted award. I asked students to think about somebody who just really had a great imagination, was creative with art, but also just like writing, problem solving, storytelling, just really was a good leader and role model for somebody who's able to be creative and think outside the box. So we had quite a few of these ties for Creativity Award. Our first one goes to Damie. A lot of students immediately thought of Damie for being creative. She loves art. She always does amazing things in Mrs. Shea's class. Was very creative. She'd draw these really cool pictures and notes and things for other people. So awesome job to you, Damie, for getting that Creativity Award. Our next one goes to Elizabeth Ward. And Elizabeth, same thing, was very creative, always drawing something or doodling and making these creations and things like that in art, but also in class during recess, things like that. She was always drawing and coming up with really creative things in class. So awesome job to you, Elizabeth. And creative storytelling, too. She's great at that. Our next one goes to Jeremiah Bowler. I think your class thought of you for this because you've got some awesome writing abilities and would always tell these really creative stories through your writing. Everybody loved to listen to you read your writing. And just problem solving, too. Coming up with creative ways to solve problems and kind of show creativity in a different way. So awesome job to you, Mr. Bowler. Our next one goes to Lexi for having an awesome imagination, creativity. Same thing with some of the other ladies. She was always kind of drawing, sketching, making things. She always had something in her desk, some little creative project she was working on with Post-it notes or index cards or I don't even know what sometimes, but always making kind of little creative things throughout the day and throughout the year. So awesome job to you, Lexi. And Tamalia, you also got the Creativity Award. Tamalia, when I think of you being so creative, I think of it in like your storytelling, and you were able to like, even when I first met you at the beginning of the year, you had created this whole like comic book thing, and it had a story that went with it, totally from your imagination. So awesome job. I totally agree with that for you as well. All right, let's see. And Alex. Alex is also super creative. Alex loves to come up with different ideas for like the games that he would play. He would tell me creative stories about things he would do at home. Great artist and drawer, I think, in Mrs. Shea's class as well. So, Alex, your peers agree that you are extremely creative and deserve this award. All right, let's see. Sorry, computer issues here. Okay, our next award is the Most Improved Scholar Award. So, this student was voted on by their peers and has demonstrated just outstanding growth behaviorally, academically, socially, and we're just really proud of all the growth that you've made this year from the beginning to the end of the year. And with these coming up, I completely agree 100% on everyone that was voted for this. Just massive gains and growth behaviorally, emotionally, socially, academically throughout the whole year, even through the challenging time of learning at home. So definitely want to celebrate these scholars. The first one is Justin Bonds. Justin, your peers and I totally agree that you have made amazing growth this year. I was so proud of you for how hard you worked during Learn at Home, even without, everybody being together. You have absolutely worked super hard this whole time, and we are very, very proud of you. So awesome job, Justin. Our next Most Improved Scholar goes to Krista. Her peers voted, and I totally agree. Great growth academically from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. Krista was a very hard worker. Whenever she faced a problem, she didn't give up. She kept going, tried to work harder. So awesome job to you, Krista. I completely agree with that one. Our next Most Improved Scholar goes to Taylin. Taylon, completely agree. I'm very proud of all the growth that you've made this year from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. At the beginning of the year, you were very quiet, very shy, and, love to participate, but you just kind of came out of your shell as the year went on. I love to get to know your personality. Your class got to know your personality a lot better, and, I'm just very proud of you from how far you've come from the beginning of the year. So awesome job, Taylon. Our next most improved scholar is Bryce. Bryce, we are all very proud of you too and how far you've come this year, behaviorally, academically, socially. I think you would agree we had a little bit of a rough start to the year, and by the end of the year, man, you were with it. Like, you knew the routines and procedures better than me. You were working hard in every subject, participating. We all learned how much you know about history. You could have taught a separate social studies class for everybody, I think, all year this year. The wealth of knowledge that you had that we were able to see from you by the end of the year was awesome. So Bryce, very proud of you as well. Totally agree.
I think here's one.
All right, our next student, most improved scholar, goes to Darren. Darren, awesome job. Totally agree with everybody who voted for you as well. Amazing behavioral and academic growth. I wish I would have had you in class all year, but I'm so glad that we got to have you in class for the time that we did, because you have just done an amazing job and worked super hard all year long. Our next most improved scholar goes to Shira. Shira, same thing. Beginning of the year, she was kind of quiet, didn't participate a lot. Towards the end of the year, she was totally engaged, especially in small groups. Got to know her personality a lot better. She's super funny. Everybody liked spending time with her. Shira, I'm very proud of you, and you definitely deserve most improved scholar.
Well, if these two are together, it's gonna...
All right, our next one goes to, Learn at Home Award. Okay, this one was one that I selected for a couple students in particular who really stood out to me for regularly attending Zoom meetings, but not only coming to the Zoom meetings, but participating, turning in all their assignments on time, asking me for help if they needed help instead of just kind of, struggling through something they didn't know how to do. These students just really stepped up and were independent learners during the Learn at Home experience, and I'm really proud of them. So our first one goes to Justin Bonds again. Justin came to, I think he was at every meeting. He would email me and ask me for help. He turned in work very diligently, on time, and quality work too. So awesome job to you, Justin, for being very independent during this time. Oh, sorry, I'm letting somebody in our waiting room here. There we go. Okay, our next Learn at Home Award goes to Caden Ratliff. Same thing. Caden was on every Zoom meeting. He was ready to talk, ready to participate, always had his hand up to answer questions. He didn't just sit there and listen. He was always raising his hand and, trying to participate and seeking out help when he needed it, but just really staying engaged during Learn at Home and trying to be independent. So awesome job to you, Caden. Our next one, Denia. We're not going to go back through them right now, but I'm recording this so you can go back and watch it, okay? This next one goes to Corbin. I was also really proud of Corbin. He turned in every assignment throughout Learning at Home. He was working really hard to make sure that he was staying on top of things. He would email me constantly, checking in, did I get everything done, and participated during Zoom lessons. So awesome job to you, Corbin. Proud of you. Our next one goes to Caleb Ratliff. Same thing, regularly attending Zoom meetings. He was always ready to share and participate. Completing assignments, doing a great job kind of pushing himself to do those assignments as best as he could. So awesome job to you, Caleb. Let me keep going here. All right, we're going to move to a new category. This category is the Growth Mindset Award category. So these students would look at a new challenge, and instead of giving up, they just powered through. They were facing challenges head on, learning from their mistakes, keeping a positive mindset, and really were, inspiring to others in the class by how hard they would work when they faced a challenge. So our first Growth Mindset Award goes to Guillermo. I was really proud of Guillermo this year for tackling some harder challenges and really just kind of keeping that positive attitude. If something was, if he needed to go back and, revise an exit ticket or edit something, he would just say, okay, sounds good, listen to my feedback, go back and do it and try it again. So really proud of him for working through some challenges. Our next one goes to Casey. Same thing. Casey, when met with a challenge this year, he just faced it head on and said, all right, I need to pass Lexia level, so I'm going to do it. Or I got, a grade I didn't really like on an exit ticket. I'm going to go back and work with Miss Aiello and do it again. And he would just kind of jump right in and keep that positive attitude and keep working hard. So nice job, Casey. Our next one goes to Caleb Ratliff. Same thing. Caleb stands out as somebody who, constantly was trying to improve himself. If it wasn't perfect, he wanted to know, and he'd go back and fix it and do it again. So awesome job to you, Caleb, for constantly pushing yourself and keeping that positive attitude and positive mindset. Our next one goes to Austin. Same thing. Austin would go always with a smile on his face. I don't think I've ever seen him, get upset when facing a challenge. He recognized what he needed to do, and he'd go back and do it and work really hard throughout that whole process. So congratulations, Austin. We are proud of you. Our next one goes to Antonia. Same thing. I can just picture her working super hard, in every subject and constantly trying to do her personal best, would accept feedback and just say, okay, sounds good. I'll go do what, needs to be done to push myself and improve. So fantastic job to you, Antonia. Very proud of you. All right, we're moving on to a new category here. This one is the Student of the Year category. So this was another peer-voted award. I asked the class to think of somebody, like when you think of a really great role model for our class, who do you think of? This person has a lot of potential. There's someone who's gone above and beyond through the whole school year. Somebody that we think of that just was kind of a model student for us throughout the year. Just a really great example of, how to act and just kind of a role model for the whole year. So this first Student of the Year award goes to Damie. Damie, your class and I agree that you were definitely somebody we could look to as a role model. If you walked into our class at any given day, you were working hard, staying positive, following directions, and just somebody that was always kind of showing those leadership and role model qualities. So fantastic job, Damie. Our next one goes to Olivia Hoosier. Olivia, same thing. I think everybody would agree. You were a great role model for everybody throughout the school year. If somebody popped in the classroom, they're going to see you working hard, on task, showing leadership qualities. So awesome job being a great role model student for us all year. Our next one goes to Jeremiah Bowler. Same thing. Always, working hard, trying to be a role model. I think I was really proud of you too, Jeremiah, this year. You really kind of stepped up and tried to start helping others instead of just, being a role model for you. You were kind of going around and trying to spread that to other groups and other kids as well. So proud of you for kind of stepping outside your comfort zone to do that and show those leadership qualities. Our next Student of the Year goes to Devin Norwood. Fantastic job to Devin. Same thing. Devin was on task, working hard, following expectations, and trying to help others do the same thing. So I was proud of you, Devin, for also doing that this year and, trying to focus on getting lots of people around you, getting most of the class to try to, show those leadership qualities too. So great job to you, Mr. Devin. And I believe there's one more. Oh, okay. So we've got a couple more awards here, and we are getting close to wrapping it up. But for those of you who are not super familiar with our house system, we have 4 houses at Grassy Creek in 4th grade. And each house kind of stands for something different. They each have a different teacher leader. But either way, you can earn points for your house that kind of help put your house in the lead. And so you can earn points lots of different ways, from behavior things to academics to, showing kindness, just all kinds of different ways you could earn points for your house. And so these students in particular that are coming up are going to get an award for being an outstanding member of their house, just somebody who had a ton of house pride, who was working really hard to earn those points for their house. We didn't get to meet as much as we would have liked in the winter and spring, but these students were always, super excited at house meetings and just kind of showing that house spirit and house pride. So first, for the house of Ujasiri, the Black House, this student was an excellent member of their house, always trying to work super hard for points, and that was Elizabeth Ward. We were really proud of her at our house meeting this year. She stepped up in front of the whole 4th grade and kind of led her cheer for the Black House. So Elizabeth, fantastic job. We are super proud of you for the Black House. Our next one goes to Darren, and Darren also was just super into the house system. He loved earning house points. He loved being a member of the Black House. So we are proud of him for stepping up to represent Black House in a positive way. Our next one is Caden Ratliff. Caden loved the house system. He was always trying to earn Ujasiri points in the morning. You know, he's walking in, high-fiving Mr. Ecker, talking about how amazing Ujasiri is. So Caden definitely represented the Black House in a positive way throughout the year. Awesome job to you, Caden. And Adrian, same thing. Adrian was always, is that going to earn us a house point? Is Black House in the lead? You know, he loved to do the house cheers and to figure out when Ujasiri was in first place. So awesome job, Adrian, for representing Black House in an awesome way. And I think that's it for Black House. All right, now moving on to Greenhouse, the best house. Just kidding, but it is. In the Greenhouse, we had a couple outstanding leaders that really kind of just went above and beyond. Our first one is Isaiah Cook. Isaiah was super pumped to be in the Greenhouse. We were always talking about how amazing Greenhouse is. She was always trying to figure out ways she could earn more points for Nziru and the Greenhouse, and definitely was somebody that contributed to the house points every week. So awesome job, Isaiah. Our next one goes to Austin. Austin came into the Greenhouse kind of late in the year, but he loved it. He loved everything about it and was constantly trying to promote the Greenhouse in a positive way. So Austin, nice job for being an outstanding member of Nziru. Our next one goes to Bryce. Bryce, if I had to think of a person who loved the house system, it would be Bryce. He was always trying to earn points for Nziru. Had tons of house pride. We got to bond over that this year. So, Bryce, I'm proud of you for always working hard to get points for Nziru and try to get us on the top. Leaderboard celebrations, he was pumped to always talk about Greenhouse and how many kids in the Greenhouse were on leaderboard. So, thank you, Bryce, for being an awesome member of Nziru this year. Proud of you. All right, Purple House, moving on to Kiburi and that Panther Pride. Panther Pride. The Panthers went through a lot of changes this year, and I was proud of everybody in the Purple House who kept a positive attitude through some of your changes. But our first one goes to Shira. Awesome job, Shira. Shira, even though she was quieter about it, you could tell she always cared about getting those house points and, trying to do what she could to contribute to Kiburi and to work together with Kiburi when we worked in groups. So, proud of you, Shira. I can leave it up there if you're taking a picture. Oh, I think they got it. All right. Oh, I'm missing your screen. Did you get a picture of it?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Hi. Awesome job, Shira, for representing Purple House in such a positive way throughout the year and doing her best to contribute. Our next Purple House award goes to Corbin. Corbin loved the house system. Corbin was always trying to earn house points and, make sure Kiburi was hanging in there, trying to get to the top. So fantastic job, Corbin. And for reminding me to put house points on the board so you could always see where you guys were at. He was making sure that I was keeping up with that. Our next one goes to Alex. Alex also had that Panther pride, loved being a member of the Purple House. You could always tell, he was first one to jump in there and see how he could do his best to get Kiburi to the top of the leaderboard. So, Alex, thank you for being a great member of Kiburi. All right, let's see. Our next one goes to Devin. Same thing. Devin was very pumped about the house system this year, was very encouraging when he had to work in, small groups with Kiburi kids in our classroom, try to represent Kiburi as best as he could and try to get them to the top of the leaderboards too. So nice job, Devin, for working hard for Kiburi. And all right, we're moving on to Udumo, our blue house. These students were just kind of over the top into Udumo. They were doing their best all the time to work hard for Udumo. And I believe, I could be wrong, I have to check again, but I believe Udumo might be in the lead right now. We only have one day left of school. So Udumo kids working hard, it's paying off. All right, first one goes to Casey. Casey, thank you for being an outstanding member of Udumo, representing that honor characteristic that you guys are known for and trying to earn those house points for Udumo as much as possible. Our next Udumo award goes to Tamalia. Same thing. Tamalia came in the morning. She got focused. She got right to work. She was usually one of my first people to earn house points, like first thing in the morning, for coming in and just being so quickly on task. So awesome job to Tamalia, and just for getting really excited when Udumo was in the lead. You could always tell Tamalia was proud of her house. So thank you, Tamalia, for working hard to represent Udumo. All right. Denia, I don't think anybody will debate me on this one. Denia was always trying to get those house points for the blue house, always trying to make sure that she was doing everything she could to get Udumo to the top. and would ask me all the time, what are different ways? How can I earn house points for Udumo? Can I earn house points for this? And just, really worked hard to get Udumo in the lead whenever possible, and had definitely a lot of that Udumo pride. All right, I believe that is our last one. So, unfortunately, I'm not able to give you these awards physically right now. We're trying to figure out a way that I can get these to you either in the mail or on the last week of school where you can pick them up. But either way, thank you guys so much for joining us for our awards. I'm extremely proud of every single one of you. I'd give you all 100 more awards if I could. But either way, I will miss you all so much, and I'm so proud of you. This is not our last meeting. We will meet again tomorrow morning. And I have a little video of our year together that I want to show you. So parents and families, feel free to join tomorrow morning for that video if you want to. I also realize, that's during the workday for a lot of people, so I will share that out digitally so you can watch the video whenever you have time. And I also have tried to record this awards ceremony, so I'm going to send that out digitally as well for anybody who would like to see that. But I'm very proud of you all. Thank you so much for celebrating with me, and I'm excited to see you in the morning for our last day, 4th grade. So crazy. But thank you guys. I will see you in the morning. I'm so proud of you.
Miss Ayala.
Yes, it sounds very robotic, but I hear you. Who is it? Uh-oh, can't hear it.
Bye, Miss Ayala.
Bye. I'll see you guys in the morning.
We have to go.
Bye. Bye. See you in the morning. We'll be back.